Hello everyone, welcome to the Selenium Python automation series. In this session, I'm going to talk about the module 2. Module 2, we are going to launch the browsers. We are going to launch the different type of browsers. So the topics are introduction to the Selenium WebDriver, basic syntax, the key methods, and we are going to launch the different type of browsers, Chrome, Firefox, and Edge with the Selenium, and the cross-browser automation tips. Let's go one by one. First, we'll talk about this introduction to the Selenium WebDriver. We have already seen in the previous session, but anyway, I'm going to discuss again. The definition for the Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver is an open source automation tool, which is used to automate the web applications. Simple, okay? The Selenium WebDriver is used for the web-based automation testing. And it interact with directly with the browsers like real user would, clicking on the buttons, entering the text, navigating the pages, selecting the value from the drop-down, mouse overs, selecting the windows, handling the alerts. There are so many concepts are there. Okay, but Selenium WebDriver is an open source. It's a free tool. Okay, it's a free tool to automate your web application. Simple. Okay, and it supports multiple programming languages like Python, Java, C#, and Ruby, JavaScript, and browsers like Chrome, Firefox, Edge, Safari. The major advantage of the Selenium WebDriver automates the browser action just like a real user, and supports the multiple browsers and OS platforms like different platforms like Mac, Windows, Linux, and integrated with the test frameworks like PyTest, unit test, and it can be used to with the CI/CD pipelines like Jenkins, GitHub Actions, and we have the open source and as an active community support. If you need any support for your any challenges you face in the Python automation, you can get some support from the Python community support in the Google. So let's move on to the next topic. The example, this is a sample code for launching the browser from Selenium import WebDriver. Driver is equal to webdriver.chrome. This is for the launching the browser. If you want to navigate to URL, driver.get of URL, your site URL. Then if you want to get the title, just you can use the driver.get title. Driver.title does it. Okay. And this is for the closing the browser. And what are the key methods in Selenium Python? The key methods, we have the get URL. So get URL is open the specified URL in the browser, whatever the URL you have provided here. So that is going to navigate in the browser. And if you want to get the title of the page, so this title is going to return the current page title. This is the method. And the current URL, and this is going to return the current page URL. What is the URL? Right now you have navigated. This we'll discuss one by one. And this one closes the current tab, and quitting is nothing but closing the entire browser. So this is for the closing the current tab, and it is for the quitting the entire browser. So I'm closing all the browsers. Right? Now let us see the example for each method. This is the one, get of URL, and these two imports are mandatory from Selenium import WebDriver, from Selenium WebDriver.common.byte.by import by. So this is for the if you want to use any elements, locators, it is required, or else it's not required. You can simply use this from Selenium import WebDriver, and you can use this code. Driver is equal to webdriver.chrome. C is a capital, and driver.get of URL. This is navigating to URL, and the title is you can simply use the title driver.title. That's it. This one you can print it. And if you want to get the current page URL, you can just print current URL driver.current_URL. This is the method. And if you want to close the browser or close the current tab, you can use the driver.close. If you want to close the entire browser, driver.quit. Now let us see this example with the real. And let me go ahead and open my PyCharm. I'm going to create a new package here that is called day2. The day2_launch browsers. Yes. So here I'm going to create from. Yes, we have from Selenium import WebDriver. Yes. And then you can write driver is equal to webdriver.capital Chrome. That's it. And this is for the creating the instance for the creating instance for WebDriver. And if you want to navigate to the site URL, navigate to site URL. So I can use driver dot get off your URL. You can just type here TPS www.google.co.in. No semicolon, nothing. So this is for launching the browser. Let me open this. Launching and navigate to site URL. Yes, it is open. Navigate to site URL. Just close it. Now, if you want to print something, example, you want to print the title, right? So title, get the title of the page, of the current page, of the current page. Now let's see. Can use a print command here. Print current page title. Current page title. Colon, comma, driver dot title. That's it. Driver dot title. Now you can run this. Now it should give this title Google. Yes, it's printing Google. This is how you will get the title. And if you want to get the URL, okay, you want to print the URL, right? So that's the current URL. Current URL. Current page URL. Yes, print of current page URL. Yes, comma, driver dot current URL. That's it. Yes. Yes, it's going to print the URL, current page URL, right? And if you want to close this, um, the browser as a tab, okay, you can use the command like close and yeah, close the browser current tab, or entire browser. We can use two commands: driver dot close. The first one, driver dot quit, is for entire browser closing. This is for the single tab, okay, only for single tab. This is for current tab close, and this is for entire browser session, entire browser close. Now you run it, close. So this is how you can use, all these commands, the basic commands. Okay, this is the basic keywords. Driver.get for navigating to site URL, and driver.title is for the current page title, and the current page URL, closing the tab and quitting the entire browser instance. Launching the browser with the Chrome, Firefox, Edge. So we already done with this Chrome. Now I just want to do it with the Firefox as well as the Edge browser. So let us do one thing. Let's go back to the IntelliJ. So let's go back to the PyCharm. Now you can write the code. Let me do one thing. I'm going to write another one. Right click, create a new Python file. This is for Firefox launcher. Yes. Now you can use the Selenium. From Selenium, import WebDriver. This is the common code you have to import. You have to write every time. Okay. Driver is equal to, this is called driver. WebDriver dot. You can use a Firefox. You can use a Firefox. It should be capital. Yes. This is driver. Now this is for launching the Firefox driver. Now if you want to get the URL, driver dot get off URL. Here is TPS www.google.co.in. Right? Yep. Now we just want to run it. To make sure the Firefox browser should be installed in your machine. I think the Firefox is not available. Yep, it is there. Yes, it's there. I should launch the navigate to URL. Nope, it's not coming. Let me run it once again. Yes, it has navigated. And we can use the same code if you want for printing this information. Let's copy this. paste here. Now run it. You will see the title, current page URL, and closing the browser. So you see this title here and the web page URL, closing this piece. All right. Now there's one more command. I just have to use it. Let me open the Edge browser first. Open the Edge browser, Edge launcher, and from Selenium import WebDriver. And you see, right, driver is equal to WebDriver dot Edge. Simple. And you can use the same driver dot get of URL. I'm not writing any complex code. It's a simple code which I used earlier. www.google.co.in. Right? All right. So next, yeah, I just want to maximize the browser. Never use it, right? Maximize the browser. Maximize the browser. So you can use driver dot maximize window. That's it. Simple one. And then you can use the same code here, the same title, URL, and close quitting the browser. The series, save it, run it. It has to launch the Edge browser. Yes, launched, maximize, closed. Perfect. So it's working fine. Now it's working fine. Now let's move on to this next topic. Yes, the cross-browser automation stick. So if you want to launch the cross-browser testing, I mean, if you want to launch all the browsers at a time, or you want to do the cross-browser testing with the different configuration, you can use this mechanism. Okay. Yes. So def, we are creating the method that's called launch underscore browser. And here you can use a browser underscore name. This is a variable. If browser underscore name dot lower is equal to Chrome, okay, if the browser is equal to Chrome, it is going to return the Chrome browser. If it is a Firefox, return launching the Firefox browser. If it is the Edge browser, it's launch the Edge browser. Or else it is going to return the exception, that is the unsupported browser. Then it is going to launch the browser. Launch the browser here and navigating the site URL and quitting the browser. So this is how you can do the cross-browser testing by using this mechanism. But anyway, we are going to learn this code in the future sessions. Right. And the end of the session, I'm going to talk about the different questions that they will ask from the interview. So what is Selenium WebDriver and how does it works? The basic question. And what are the different type of components in Selenium, like Selenium IDE, Selenium RC, Selenium WebDriver, Grid, like that. And how does WebDriver communicate with the browsers? Which programming languages are supported by the Selenium? What are the benefits using Selenium WebDriver over RC? And this is the very rare question they will ask, but usually you won't face these kind of questions. And what are some limitations Selenium WebDriver? You need to read it. And how does the WebDriver differ from automation tools like QTP or UFT? And how do you perform browser-based automation testing, Python and Selenium? And how do you handle the mobile testing? Can we handle the mobile testing? Yes or no? How do you validate whether the page is loaded successfully using WebDriver or not? So like this, there are a bunch of questions related to the launching browsers and basic interview questions on Selenium WebDriver. So you can read these questions and you can get answered. But anyway, I'm going to provide this list of questions at the end of this automation series, in this Selenium Python automation series, with all the questions and answers. And some real-time scenarios you can face it. This real-time questions, like, it will be like this. Let's say your test is failing on the Edge browser, but it's passing in the Chrome browser. How do you debug it? This is a very important question, that may ask, okay, your test is working fine in some browser, but it's not working in other browser. So how do you debug it? The debugging kind of things, like first you have to check the browser compatibility. That's very, very important. Okay. Browser compatibility in the sense you can check with some features like CSS selector or maybe XPath, maybe any ID got changed or not. Okay. And you can also use some JavaScript executors, okay, to handle these kind of things. Or else you can use what you can say, you can apply some weights. If it is failing due to some weights, you can apply more weights, you can add some more weights. You want to execute your script on all three browsers in parallel. How do you design it? So this one, we cannot design directly, but we have to take help from the unit testing framework like PyTest. So we need to parameterize the test Okay, like in the pytest dot mark dot parameterize, there is a annotation is there. There we can use the multiple browsers and you can set up that. That we'll talk about in the future classes. And how do you manage the WebDriver binaries in CI/CD pipeline like Jenkins? So how do you manage the binaries for the WebDriver? We have the Chrome driver manager is there. Like in the Selenium Java, we are using some WebDriver manager was there. Okay, like example, if you want to any browser changes, okay, like like Chrome browser got changed, then your test won't work. So in that case, we better choose the Chrome driver manager dot install. We can use that. Okay, but anyway, this is not necessary now because there is no dependency on this WebDriver manager kind of things. Okay, it's not required. Sorry, WebDriver binaries. And what are the different ways to set WebDriver path in Python? Different ways in the sense driver is equal to webdriver.chrome and executable path of no chrome driver.exe. But this one is not required right now. And how do you ensure the correct version of the WebDriver is being used in the browser? So this one, I think we can use the correct version, right? So correct version, we can use driver capabilities of no browser version, we can use it. The specific version if you want to use it. Okay. Example, the browser version is now, the Chrome browser version is 138. So you can use driver dot capabilities of bracket, the 138, you can use that. That's where we can use it.